This episode is brought to you by Redfin. You're listening to a podcast, which means you're probably multitasking. Maybe even scrolling home listings on Redfin, saving homes without expecting to get them. But Redfin isn't just built for endless browsing. It's built to help you find and own a home. With agents who close twice as many deals, when you find the one, you've got a real shot at getting it. Get started at redfin.com. Own the dream.
Raise the rudders! Raise the sails! Raise the sails!
Captain, an unidentified ship is approaching. Over.
Roger. Wait, is that an enterprise sales solution?
Reach sales professionals, not professional sailors. With LinkedIn ads, you can target the right people by industry, job title, and more. Start converting your B2B audience today. Spend $250 on your first campaign and get a free $250 credit for the next one. Get started today at linkedin.com/campaign. Terms and conditions apply.
He was just very helpful. I was going through a situation, and
what's the situation you were going through?
I was going through a domestic violence relationship with a prior boyfriend.
Oh, just shoot me.
Yes, things happen, but he was very helpful.
Things happen, but how many times do they have to happen to you?
This is the plaintiff, Ruth Cruz. She says the defendant, her ex-boyfriend, who she once lived with, refuses to hand over her TV set and air conditioner. She doesn't understand what the guy's problem is, considering she bought them with her own money, they don't belong to him, and he's just trying to out-and-out steal from her. She's suing for $798.79, the amount she's owed. This is the defendant, Danny Centrone. He says the plaintiff did indeed go out and physically buy the TV set, but she used his money to do it. That's right, a month later she went out again and bought a new air conditioner and, yep, you guessed it, she used his money. So, oh, her, ha! He's accused of pilfering from an ex.
All parties, please raise your right hand.
What you are about to witness is real. The participants are not actors. They are actual litigants with a case pending in civil court. Both parties have agreed to drop their claims and have their cases settled here before Judge Marilyn Milian in our forum, the People's Court.
Be seated. Come to order, please. Litigants have been sworn, Your Honor.
Thank you, Douglas. All right, Ms. Cruz, you're suing Mr. Cintron, your former boyfriend, for $798.79, the amount that you say you paid for a television set and an air conditioner that he refuses to return to you.
Yes.
What's going on?
Well, we've known each other for a few years now. We were like, in the beginning of the relationship, we were like friends, with benefits. I'm not gonna, deny that. But then we became intimate. I'm not here to...
Wait, that's what friends with benefits is.
Yes, no, but more... I don't want to badmouth him because he's a really good guy. We just had really tough situations where even domestic violence came in. All I want is what's pertaining to me.
Okay, stop.
Yes.
When there's a domestic violence situation, you're usually not friends. There's actual...
We wouldn't respect the order of protection. We would still communicate. And
you were living in the same place.
Yes.
Okay, that's pretty much not respecting the order of protection if you're living in the same place. How many orders of protection were there?
I think it was 2 for each.
2 for each. 4 times you wasted the court's time getting orders of protections that you had that was just one-upping each other so that you could just like posture in the relationship that you say you were having and you say you weren't, or was she your girlfriend?
In the beginning, like she said, we was friends with benefits. Then it became a relationship. After a while later, after she was already living with me, and I decided to give it a shot.
Who else lived there?
Just us two.
And did you each have other people who you were dating during that time, or no?
No.
No, I mean...
All right,
no.
so...
He was just very helpful. I was going through a situation and...
What's the situation you were going through?
I was going through a domestic violence relationship with a prior boyfriend.
Oh, just shoot me.
Yes. Things happen, but he was very helpful.
Things happen, but how many times do they have to happen to you?
Understandable. I guess it's...
No, I'm serious.
No, I'm serious.
No,
as well.
I'm more serious than you are. I was a domestic violence judge, and I realized that it's not in fashion to, quote, blame the victim. But I want you to look at me right now and tell me how many times does it have to happen to you? Do you have children?
Yes.
How many children do you have?
I have a little girl, 9 years old.
Does she live with you?
Yes.
Was she living with you with him?
No.
Where was she living?
She was living a few blocks away with my parents.
Why? How old are you?
I'm 33.
Why do your parents have to raise? They already did their raising.
No, I was coming out of a really, I'm gonna be honest, I was coming out of a really, really bad drug habit, and he helped me out. He helped me out, and he told me, either, you know, you stay here, or you be out there in the streets and something bad happens.
How are you doing now?
Oh, I'm clean. I'm clean and sober. I have a job. He helped me out in a lot of situations.
Okay.
But sometimes we were really good when we were great, but when we were bad, it was like really bad. So.
Are you raising your girl now?
Yes.
Where are you living?
A few blocks away.
Okay, but on your own place with your girl?
No, I'm temporarily staying with my parents.
Oh, okay. All right, let's talk about the TV and the AC.
Yes. Well, I brought the TV. Sorry. I brought a TV.
What's making you cry?
Oh no, just
talk of what? Your problems?
I just wish things would have happened the way it were, but things happen. So.
You wish what wouldn't have happened?
Just the whole domestic violence thing. I know it shouldn't be happening to anyone, you know.
Put your hand down. It'll be your turn in a moment.
Yeah.
So go on.
So I was working. I do food vending, and so my mom was helping me out. My dad's helping me out. We've been doing this for a few years during to our neighbors and our friends, and so that's how I got money, because I can claim that. I can claim food vending, and so I had money saved on.
I can claim food vending. What does that phrase mean?
No, I can claim it through income tax. Yeah, it's a self-employment.
Right.
And you can claim that. So I did for 2011. I did that, and I had I have the documentation for that.
Okay.
So then I went.
When did you buy the TV?
I brought the TV in April of 2011.
Okay. Let me see you have your income taxes for 2011?
Yes,
okay.
I have it all. I also have the receipt.
Okay. Let me see the receipt.
Yes. Sorry about that.
That's okay.
So how did it come about that you bought the TV set?
Because he had an old TV set.
And so what did you do? How did you buy the TV set?
I just went to the store and went to Best Buy and purchased it.
Did he know that you were doing it?
No.
Did you do it as a surprise?
Yes.
And when you came home with the TV set, and did you plug it in and do everything, get it all connected before he
myself, me and my daughter.
And then he comes home.
And he saw it.
And then he was happy?
Yeah, of course. Who wouldn't be?
Okay. And how is it then? If it's a surprise for him, why is it that you should get it back?
Oh no! Well, it was a surprise for both of us.
For us. And then why should you get all of it back?
Well, that's what.
What's a surprise? Just that you bought a TV and it's in his house.
No, I understand we were living together, so I'm not. Even if it's, I just want what's mine. You know, even if it's partial.
Okay.
Then I want.
So the TV comes, and then what happens?
And then nothing. We were fine. We were fine about it. But then in June, his AC wasn't working at all. So why not buy a portable AC? You know, we can move it from room to room, but that's another thing he doesn't want to give me back.
Okay. When you broke up, how did you break up? Why did you break up?
Domestic violence in December.
Tell me what happened.
December 22nd. He had brought
Merry
me.
Christmas.
He had brought me a pair of flowers the day before, because it was this girl. She was texting him, and so I was being sneaky in his phone, and then I texted him back. There's been many situations where even his ex-girlfriend called him private, and that, you know, it was just, the trust wasn't there anymore. So the girl had text back. She was sending messages back.
He doesn't look like a Casanova. What's going on?
Where should I start now?
I don't know. Where do you want to start?
I want to start with the domestic thing. With domestic violence, and each occasion, I was the one calling the police to get her restrained away from me. She attacked my mother. I have it on a police report. She attacked my mother. It's on the police report. The thing with the TV and the AC, I got my income tax check. I keep my money in the house. I had just cashed the check, had the money in the house. We were gonna go on my day off together to purchase the TV. She wanted to have it in there as a surprise when I walked in. So I said, that's fine. You know where the money is. You can do that. Now, regarding the air conditioner, it was hot.
How is that a surprise? If you're telling her, there's the money, go buy the TV.
In a sense,
that's just labor.
Just being set up in a sense. I walk in, it's already set up.
Okay.
So in a surprise in that sense.
So she has the receipt. She was working. She bought it.
I disagree with the working.
She surprised you.
I disagree with the working.
But she didn't pay for it.
She surprised me, like I said. I have money, cash in the house. I work as a waiter. I always have money at home. She asked me if she can purchase it. I said yes, that's not a problem. To me, it was a surprise in the sense I'm coming home, it's already set up. Not a surprise like, oh, wow, I got a brand new TV. I knew I was getting it. I knew that.
So go
the
on.
AC, the thing with the AC, she was hot. She didn't want to wait. So she's always in my house.
For what?
She didn't want to wait for my day off. She's always at home. She has no job. She's always in the house. Always in the house. That's why she couldn't wait to get the AC.
She has some income tax returns from the year that we're talking about where she claimed some income tax. So
well, then
you're saying she didn't work every day?
No, she didn't work. She didn't work.
She didn't work at all?
She didn't work at all.
Why would she want to pay taxes if she didn't work at all?
Exactly.
I don't know. I don't know how that is. I don't know how that's possible.
Yeah, but
it's not possible. It's not possible.
Your
She
Honor,
didn't work.
when
She
he
was
didn't
in my
have
house
any
all the
money,
time.
Your Honor, who would come out with money, Your Honor? Me and my parents had a business where we knew.
Are there other
friends.
TVs in the house? Are there other things that you guys bought together? Is there anything else that you guys bought?
We had furniture that she destroyed and then we got replaced
There's
through
a
her
bag.
family.
Hold on.
Through her family, replaced some of the tables that she broke.
Stop.
That she broke on her violence spree. I had glass tables, and she ended up breaking it on her anger issues. And so
Let me
things
see the
together.
police reports. What do you say happened on that domestic violence day?
The domestic on the 22nd, he had came in. We were arguing on the phone, and he had came in.
What were you arguing on the phone about?
We were arguing on the phone about the way he speaks, especially when he's drinking. He drinks a lot. He drink like in the morning time before breakfast. He'll drink. All the time. So, sometimes he says things that are very hurtful. We were arguing, and then I think I just had enough, so we kept on arguing in the house. He had brought me flowers from the night before because of the girls text messaging him, but he believes after the flowers, it's okay to do it again. So, what happened? We were arguing. I showed him the flowers. I said, these are flowers full of lies. He says, well, throw them out. He went to grab them. When he went to grab them, I threw the water on him. I'm not going to lie. I threw the water on him. He grabbed the flowers. He grabbed the vase, and we was tussling over the vase, and that's when he hit me on my head.
With what?
With the vase on my head. So we kept on fighting, and I have pictures to prove of all the domestic violence.
Do you have the police reports?
Yes, I sure do. This is the police report that the officer, this is even what he said. I got everything, all the protections and everything. Mine's and his.
Yeah, do you have police reports? Because his police report talks about all the bruises on him.
But the pictures can stay. Oh, no, just.
Yeah, did you take pictures?
The precinct, they
you
have pictures.
Yes or no
they have
for
pictures
here?
on file.
Okay, well, that's good, but I'm not in their file, am I? So, did you both end up getting a restraining order?
Yes, Your
On
Honor.
Christmas Eve?
Yes, Your Honor.
On Noche Buena. How nice.
My mother's birthday.
Very nice. Who leaves that day when the police are there?
We both leave. We get arrested.
Oh, you both get arrested?
Yes.
And then what happened to the cases?
The cases are still pending.
I took a plea.
You took a plea to what?
I tell you, I pled guilty, stay away from her for a year, and they'll be sealed, and nothing ever happened.
Are you staying away from her?
Absolutely.
Honest to God, I'm like so disgusted. I don't even have the words to struggle with. A woman in your position who has a 9-year-old child should be spending all her day worrying about raising her 9-year-old child, not about what pharmaceuticals she wishes to engage in, certainly not about what man she wishes to punch or be a punching bag for. Once you got your drug problem under control, what reason is there for you to be standing here crying about him as opposed to standing here crying about the fact that you don't raise your daughter on a daily basis until now? That's what you should be crying about, that you were having this kind of shenanigans instead of doing what you need to do.
And welcome back to the People's Court. Harvey Levin here. So, do women get physical in relationships as much as men?
I think it depends on the situation. I say in some situations, if it is a spurred-on reaction, women can get physical.
I get they can, but is it as a generalization?
No. I think alcohol, drugs can be involved, possibly lots of emotion, finances, definitely.
Do women get in physical a lot?
Women can sometimes be more hysterical than men. It's not biased. It's definitely.
Yeah, you're actually not.
No, I think that in my experience, women are far more emotional than men. So I think that they had more tendency to get physical, especially if they know that society would say that a man shouldn't hit back, I think that women tend to take that to their advantage.
It's an interesting subject, going inside the courtroom.
How do you get by the three facts? Number one, she's got the receipt. Number two, she made the purchase. Number three, she can show income. Sometimes when it looks like a duck, it talks like a duck, it quacks like a duck, it's a duck. There's like, how do you prove your defense that it was your money she did it with? How are you going to prove that? Because, these cases are difficult. I don't know whose money it really was.
I don't know what...
I got to just look at the facts and just try to glean whose money it was. And if she can't prove it, it's her burden of proof. She can't prove it, it's just like, hey, can't help you. You didn't sustain your burden of proof. But the woman's walking up to me with the receipt, with proof of income for that year, and she's the person who went out and got it, and everyone calls it a, quote, surprise for you.
Okay. Now, like I said, Your Honor, she never worked. Her income, her mother would give her money once in a while. To me, that has to be a false income tax. That has to be false. There's no way. There's no way. She wasn't contributing to the household. She's on welfare. She gets food stamps. How is it she's claiming an income tax?
She probably has to work enough. You have to work enough, right, to get the benefits that you are getting, or no?
No, I just, I was working every week.
Okay.
I have a letter from my mom.
That's the answer?
Yes.
It's fine. Okay. What I find is that it was a household purchase, and what I'm going to find is that you split it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to order him to pay you $399.39, which is half the value of those items. Yeah, ma'am.
Your Honor, I have his mother's keys.
Okay.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate that.
Okay. The mother that the police report says you beat?
I didn't even beat her.
It's not even funny.
Okay. All right. Good luck, folks.
Thank you so much.
First out of the courtroom, the defendant's right here. What's half and half?
Half and half.
Fair decision in your opinion?
Not at all.
Why? What is making her so mad at you?
I wish I knew. I really do. Like I said, when I first met her, she was a sweetheart. When she get angry, she becomes this different person.
People get angry for a reason, not for no reason. What's the reason?
I don't know. How can
Come
I
on,
know?
give us something.
Like I said, I'm a playboy. Maybe that's what it is. I'm a Casanova.
She caught you texting with another girl?
Yeah, I guess that's what it was.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, right down there.
Nice to meet you too, by the way.
All right, so come on in here. Satisfied how this comes out? You get half of what you sued for.
Yeah, well, it's okay because we were living together, so I knew it was understandable. I just wanted what was rightfully mine. Like I said, I don't want to badmouth him because he did help me in situations, but in
You still have feelings for him?
No, I'm done.
Well, what did he have at the time that was so irresistible to you?
It was just, I don't see everything. I don't see the physical. I just see the heart of someone. So it was just.
He had a good heart?
Yeah, he did. And I do too. I do too.
Harvey?
When you move in with somebody, it's important to think about a structure. So if things don't work out, who gets what? Better to think of it going in than going out. I will do it for this case. Litigants for the next case on the way into the courtroom right now.
This is the plaintiff, John Scheib Jr. He says he took his 16-foot box truck to the defendant's shop to have the tires changed. And one of her workers took a 10-pound sledgehammer and started whacking away to get the rear tire off. The guy must have sweated out 2 pounds from all the hacking he did. Meanwhile, a couple of days later, while he was driving, his axle began to smoke. The defendant's goon ruined his truck, and he's suing for the $1,802.10 it's going to cost to fix it. This is the defendant, Heather Herbold. She says the plaintiff's rims were rusted solid, and the only way to get the wheels off to change the tires was to use a sledgehammer. 2 weeks later, the plaintiff's crazy wife shows up screaming she broke her husband's axle. There's no way she could have broken the axle. She's been using a sledgehammer on wheels for 30 years, has never had a problem, and this is just an attempt to get them to pay for a problem she didn't create. She's accused of hacking it up, but good.
All parties, please raise your right hands.
Welcome back to the People's Court. Next case on the docket, the plaintiff says the defendant's repair shop screwed up his truck by whacking off the rear wheel with a sledgehammer. But the defendant says the car was so gnarly, it was the only way. It's the case of rim shot.
John Scheib?
Yes.
You are suing Heather Herbold's company. You're the owner?
Yes, I am.
Okay, you've asked us not to mention the name of the company, and we'll respect that. You're suing them for $1,802.10 that you believe they owe you because when they changed your tires, they ruined your axle. Tell me what happened.
When I brought the truck there, it was plain and simple, it was just for tires.
Okay.
So as I'm standing there watching.
What kind of truck is this?
It's a 16-foot box van.
How old?
In 2001.
2001, okay.
It's got 55,000 miles on it.
Oh, that's sweet.
And I take really great care of my stuff. This is how I support my family and everything.
Okay, but it's 12 years old.
Yeah.
Okay, so what happens?
So when I went to go get the tires done, I mean, I'm standing there and I'm smoking a cigarette with this gentleman right here sitting down. And I'm watching.
Have you ever brought your car or your van there before?
No.
Okay.
No, it was just simple, just for tires. I'm standing, I'm just talking with him and everything, smoking a cigarette, standing outside, just watching. The other gentleman was banging away on the rim.
Right.
Really, I mean, really hard.
With a sledgehammer.
Like, it was a 10-pound sledgehammer, and it was just kept whacking. I'm just standing there smoking and talking to him. And then as I'm talking.
You didn't say, "What are you doing with that sledgehammer?" You didn't say that, right?
No, I did not.
Because you know that's how you unstick the. Okay.
Right.
So it's not unusual.
Right. So
as horrible as it sounds.
Yeah, but it's just still the way he was banging away. He was like a good 7 minutes doing it.
Okay.
You know, so I was talking to him, and then I asked him, are you going to balance the tires? I don't know if I'm allowed to say this word for word.
You're allowed to say whatever you want.
Whatever I want. The guy that was banging away, when he said it, I said, don't get crazy now. Meaning, he doesn't want to balance the tires. He told the.
All right, come on up. He said to the employee, "Don't go crazy here," because he was like taking out his frustrations on your rim.
Right, and he didn't.
Okay. Did you say that to the employee?
No, I did not.
Okay. Did you say something close to it?
Not really. I just told him.
But sorta, because you're hesitating. So what was it you did say?
What I said to the employee was, take it easy, because he was getting frustrated because he was having a hard time getting the rims off.
Did he get the rims off?
Yes.
Okay. So then you drive off, and when do you have your first problem? By the way, what day were you getting this service?
This was the 22nd of September of last year.
May I see the paperwork? And then when did you have your problem?
I'd say maybe like 2 miles away.
2 miles away?
Right. I started smelling burning rubber.
Okay.
I didn't think too much of it. I figured they're new tires, maybe they're rubbing or something, but I did smell it.
Okay.
So I got home. I parked the truck. The following week, I had a job that I had to get done. I take the truck. I get to the job site. I do what I do. As I turn around, I'm coming home.
Wait, a week has passed and you haven't called them to say anything's wrong?
No. This was the first time I took the truck out.
Yes, but am I correct? A week has passed and you have not called them to tell them there's something wrong?
No,
Yes
I
or no?
haven't. No.
You've not. Okay, go on.
So as what do you call it, coming back from the job, it starts burning really bad. I mean, you could see the smoke. And I pull over, I get out, and it seemed like the whole thing was really red hot, and it was burning. So I'm saying, I says, well, to myself, I said, I got to get home. So I get back in my truck, I started up to go put it in drive. I ain't going anywhere.
Okay. So you get towed.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have the tow receipt?
Yes, I do.
Let me see it. And where do you tow it to?
To their shop.
Okay, and what happens?
They said it wasn't their problem.
But when you brought it back, you had it towed to them. They
Right.
said, we did not do this.
Yeah, right.
Because what's this? It turns out your axle was broken.
But right.
And according to them, we didn't break your axle by sledgehammering your
So that's what they said.
And according to you, they did.
Absolutely.
Okay, I need you to prove that to me. Do you have anything from anybody that says that that's how it happened? While you're looking for that, defend yourself.
Your Honor, when you change out tires, it is commonplace to find a rim rusted onto the hub. At no point, and at which point, we have had to take in the past an 8-pound hammer, which actually delivers less torque than a pothole would if you were to hit it, to loosen the rust, to be able to take the wheel off, then dismount the tire and whatnot. At no point does his axle come into play at any point in changing this tire, taking it off, having to knock it loose, having to knock the rim loose. The axle does not come into play at all. We've been doing this for years. I have never had this complaint because it's just physically, mechanically impossible to bend an axle. And I can tell you— To
bend an axle?
Yes.
When you take off a tire this way?
Correct, yes.
It's not mechanically impossible to bend an axle.
Well, no, but doing what we do when we change tires.
May I explain something, Your Honor? The axle twisted off. It wasn't broke off.
Oh, because you inspected it after it came
yes,
back.
I looked at it when they brought it back to have
So what would
didn't
cause
look
that?
at anything.
Hold on.
So can you use a sledgehammer to get a rusty wheel off?
Carefully.
So, but you can do it.
It can be done, yeah. If it's done.
Is it acceptable?
I don't think it's acceptable in the technical perspective of mechanical books. No.
I'm not sure what you said, but I think you said no. Going inside the courtroom.
When the rear end is froze up and the wheels keep
Yeah, but
turning.
what caused it to freeze up? Like, what causes it?
Lack of maintenance. He didn't have any grease in the rear end. That's what was smoking.
If you don't grease in your rear end,
But
it'll
hold
hurt.
on. Oh, my goodness. But why didn't you guys look at that when you had the car? The truck?
No. Why
That's
would
not
I? I
what you
just
would do with
changed
tires?
tires.
Not, certainly, we would not
I'm not a
inspect someone's
mechanic.
rear end
You're
when
a
they come
tire
in for
place,
tires.
right?
Correct.
You're just a tire.
Correct.
All right. You would not inspect someone's rear end. Well, good.
Depend.
All right. So, did you want to weigh in on anything? Or
The only thing I want to say is it was a Saturday when we had it towed. They were closed, they weren't there, so we had no choice but to leave it. That Monday, I called them up and I was speaking to the gentleman on the phone that changed the tire, and all he kept saying was, this isn't our problem, this isn't our problem. I started getting upset. Yes, I did yell at him. And then we had no choice. Then the guy that was renting space from them said, hey, I can fix it. And the truck was there. I couldn't afford another $200 to have it towed again.
So he fixed it for how much?
$1,600 and change.
Oh, goodness. And then let me see the paperwork from him. Did you already hand that up?
Yeah.
No, you didn't.
Oh.
Yeah, let's go for the tires. Okay. And it doesn't say a word about how it happened or what the diagnosis was of why you needed the job done?
I'm sure he wouldn't want to get involved because, like I said,
I
he
know, but
rents
you
space.
understand the pickle you're putting me in. I mean, you can't just come to court and say, look at the timing, judge, ergo I win. You have to prove that what they did was the
And I do have some
proximate.
pictures.
What do you have?
This just shows, we went online, shows what can happen.
What he's handed me is something off the internet that says when a bent wheel rim gets too far out of alignment, it will cause stress and torque on a car transmission and axle. Bearings will begin to develop friction, which will then burn them out and cause the bearing frames to collapse. What say you about that? What's his source? eHow. Oh, okay.
I believe he had mechanical problems before he came to us with needing his tires changed.
That's a lie. That's just a lie.
Where do you get that from?
If there was a possibility that his bearing already was pushed to the point of exhaustion, it may have failed.
Yeah, it's a 12-year-old vehicle.
It's only got 55,000
That's
miles
beautiful.
on it.
What I don't, the thing is, this is so easy. It's so easy to prove your case. All you have to do is have evidence. All you have to do is bring me something from someone who says, I looked at it, and this is what caused this. You've come here completely empty-handed, and you want me to look at, you've got that, I shouldn't say completely empty-handed, you got a picture of the bent rim, but you could have a bent rim in it, not cause axle damage. All I need is one sentence from somebody who says that this was caused by that. And you take it to the one guy who isn't willing to say that, and then you want me to make up for it. And this is the position you've left me in. I have no choice but to rule in favor of the defendants.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Let's get a chance to see what the plaintiff has to say coming out. I imagine that you're not thrilled, but what is your
Very
reaction here?
disappointed. I mean, I came in with proof and everything, and just their word. You could see in the pictures and everything like that. I'm just really disappointed, is what it is.
Yeah, I can see it on your face.
You know,
so what do you do now?
Just got to live. Keep moving on. That's
Keep
all I can
driving.
do.
Keep
That's all.
trucking.
Yep.
Keep on trucking.
That's it.
All right.
All right.
All right, head right down this way. All right, so step on in here. Who does the talking for this outfit here? What's your feeling?
I will.
What's your reaction?
Obviously, if I felt that some damage would have been caused by anything, that we had done, I certainly would have no issue with that. But unfortunately, in this case, it isn't the case.
12-year-old truck with a bad rear. It's going to break the axle.
You wield that sledgehammer? Can you? You got calluses
Mom
and
said
everything?
be good at what you do.
Harvey?
You know, I got to tell you, this case needs an expert. I mean, it's not enough for you going to court and saying, oh, yeah, you know what, it's not the right way of doing it. Or it is the right way, either way. You need an expert to come in and say the custom in the industry is to do it a particular way. That's just the way it is. That will do it for this case. Litigants for the next case on the way into the courtroom right now.
Hey, it's Sterling K. Brown from the Hulu original series Paradise. The next chapter begins as Xavier's search for his wife takes him above ground, and what he finds will change everything. It was never just about the bunker. Tune in and discover the truth lies outside. Paradise, the official podcast, is now streaming, and stream Paradise Season 2 on February 23rd on Hulu and Hulu on Disney+.
This is the plaintiff, Patricia Augustine. She says she rented and paid for a 3-bedroom condo near Disney World for herself, her husband, and 2 women with developmental issues she cares for. Unfortunately, due to an unforeseen illness, she had to cancel the trip. The defendant told her to give them something in writing. She did. He ignored her, and she just wants her $2,236 returned so they can reschedule the trip for a better time. This is the defendant, Steve. He says the plaintiff called him on Christmas Eve to cancel due to illness, and he agreed to let her reschedule for another time. A few months later, she demanded a full refund. The woman started harassing him, and he's sorry, but he doesn't give refunds. He's accused of refusing to return money.
All parties, please raise your right hands.
Welcome back to the People's Court. Next case on the docket, the plaintiff rented a 3-bedroom condo near Disney World for a family and some others, but somebody got sick. They had to cancel the trip, can't get the security back. But the defendant says, no refunds. It's the case of your condo is Mickey Mouse.
Patricia Augustine, you are suing Steve, the owner of the company. You've asked us not to mention your last name or the company name of this vacation rental home,
Preferable,
correct?
yes.
Okay. For $2,236 that you want returned to you. That's the entire rental price of a home that, according to you, you canceled within the time period. Tell me what's going on here.
Okay. I have a friend in Florida that recommended me to rent from their place, so I called them down there.
What city is it in?
Pardon me?
What city is it in?
New York.
Kissimmee, ma'am.
Okay.
Kissimmee. The house is in Kissimmee?
The house is in Kissimmee. I'm sorry.
No,
yes.
that's all right. Kissimmee.
Yeah.
Okay.
And they recommended
Kissimmee,
me,
which is like
Orlando.
Right. Near Orlando, really. It's where all the parks are.
Yeah, so I called him in 2011, the first vacation that we had with him, and he told me he was the president of Venetian Bay Village, a place that we were going to rent from, and he could set me up. Well, he lied to me because there was no internet there was no telephone. It took him 2 weeks to get back to me. And I was a little annoyed, and I wrote to his company, and expressed my feelings that I was a little annoyed because he got nasty with me. He said, an incident that happened, he said, oh, you don't like the place, you should have told me about it, blah, blah, blah.
Wait, so did you actually go to you vacationed there once before?
I vacationed once off of him in 2011.
Okay.
Yes. And it was a beautiful place, absolutely beautiful. But now, 2012, we want to go on vacation again.
But why would you pick his same company if you're telling me he was a liar in 2011?
I blame that on Mr. Augustine because he decided he really liked the place.
In the long, illustrious tradition of blaming things on Mr. Augustine, how long have you, Mrs. Augustine, and Mr. Augustine been married?
49 years.
49 years. God bless you. God bless you.
Way too long.
So what? So he lied too long? Is that what she said?
The place was absolutely beautiful, and I called the defendant, and I said, if you will have us back as tenants again, we would like to do it. Because he liked the location, he didn't have to learn all new roads, he hates the GPS, he didn't have to fight. So
at least not with the GPS.
Yeah. January 9th, I signed a contract, and I paid in full $2,036 plus a $200 deposit. And it was for a 1-month rental from March 4th to April 4th.
And who was it for? Who was going to go?
I have, on January of 2013, I retired from my job as a family care provider of 23 years, and Mr. Augustine as well. And we have 2 clients. One of them would be a blind lady, and the other, both of them have developmental disabilities.
Okay.
How
old are they?
This was their vacation.
This is their vacation. How old are they?
The blind lady is 71 years old. We've had her for 23 years. And the gentleman that we had, it was 54 years. We've had him for a few years. We've had many over the years, but this is what we were at this time. And I mentioned to the defendant that I have to cancel because I was sick. I didn't know how long we were going to be with this illness, but I have to pay these people back their $559.
Right. When did you tell him you can't make it?
On January the 27th, I took sick, and I called him February 2nd, and I told him I will reschedule. I was looking to reschedule.
Okay, you called him on February 2nd.
Right. And
okay, according to you, she didn't call you February 2nd.
I thought it was February 4th, Your Honor.
You think that she called you on February 4th?
Correct.
Okay.
I called him February 2nd, and I explained to him.
Okay, do you have phone records to show that you called him on February 2nd?
I have facts. I have the contract here.
Right. I saw tons of faxes and emails. They're all way later. What I want is something to show me. And the reason that I'm asking this is why? Because your contract says you have to cancel 30 days beforehand.
Okay.
Right. So I need to see a cancellation 30 days beforehand.
All I have is the email that I sent to him.
What date is that?
I have February 2nd when I spoke with him.
Wait, let me see that. Let me see what you have that says February 2nd.
Yeah.
What is that?
This is a fax.
Do you have proof of fax for February 2nd?
Yeah.
I didn't see that in your submission of evidence. I saw stuff starting February 17th, not February 2nd. So do you have proof that I see this that you wrote? And this is dated February 2nd. Now I need proof that you faxed it on February 2nd. That's all I need. How did she notify you? By telephone?
Telephone.
Nobody has their phone records so we can see when that call was placed? That's like the critical issue in the case.
Your Honor, I called the phone company, Verizon, and I asked them, I gave them all the dates of the two.
All you need is your phone statement for February 2nd.
Well, that's what I was asking them for. And they told me because of the service that I have, they can't do that. I would have to subpoena
That's just
Verizon
silly. You can get your own phone records, ma'am. You could get your own phone records.
They said I have to subpoena them in because all they give me is local. So I couldn't get them.
Do you have to subpoena phone records, anybody?
I don't think it's for regular phone numbers. I know for mobile phones, like text messaging, yes, those have to be subpoenaed.
ARF, going inside the courtroom.
Your Honor, I have a small claims court paperwork here that she clearly states canceled on 2/4.
Yeah, let's talk about that a second. I noticed that. In your original small claims filing, the date you wrote was February 4th.
February 4th, I have that right here.
Right. But you have to have canceled by February 2nd to make it in 30 days because there's only 28 days in February. So, but in a letter to you before she files her lawsuit, she says February 2nd, right?
I don't recall.
Well, why don't you show me? Let me try to recall. Show me all the emails you've received from her, any correspondence you've received from her at all, letters, anything.
On which day, Your Honor?
Everything. Give me everything for the second stay.
Okay.
And don't keep anything out. I'm watching you. That's why my bailiff is next to me. You know?
All in.
Go ahead. I'll sit through that. I'm used to this. I'm a very good snoop. I've done this for many years, was a prosecutor for years. Let's take care of this. Who is Mara?
My wife.
Okay, so she sent a letter to your wife in October saying that you're a thief?
Well, we didn't get to that point yet, yes. You have to understand.
That he stole from the handicapped. I mean, look, this is a contracts case. I think it's lovely what you do for a living, and I feel compassion for the people that you're talking about, but you don't win because of something like that. If you were the most odious human in the world and you were right, you'd still win in my courtroom because the law is the law is the law.
Yeah,
it's not a matter of who the judge feels sympathy for.
I thought I could shame him into sending me the money.
I don't know. I think that's smart. It's just, I'm trying to explain why you can't shame me. That's all.
Absolutely, yeah.
There is nothing I love more than an honest person. I just love that. All right. So here's the contract. What reason do you have to keep her deposit, her security deposit? That's just if she damages the place. She didn't even go in there.
Well, I thought she was going to reschedule, therefore.
Yeah, but then in October, when she's calling you a thief to your wife, you're pretty clear she's not going to reschedule, right?
Well,
Your Honor.
I assume that would be, I guess, correct.
Did you email him?
I emailed him in October.
Show me the proof of the email on February 2nd, because I see you use email.
I don't have that one, no.
Come on, man, help me help you. I'm begging you.
First I called him and told him, and he said, put it in writing.
Great, so put it in writing. You use email. You're email literate. You use email, you use fax. You tell me you faxed it, you have no proof you faxed it. You use email, you never bothered to email it. You tell me you called them, you don't show me phone records to show me that you called them.
I haven't got the phone records.
Well, I know, but you have two other methods, fax and email, right at your fingertips, and you also don't have that.
All I have is the fax that I sent to him.
Which was sent when?
It was, and then the 4th I sent.
Don't move on. Yeah. Show me the proof of when that fax was sent.
Okay, this is no good because it has no date on it.
It's got no proof of fax transmission, which I know you know what that is because you did provide for me in evidence 7 other fax transmission log sheets.
Yeah.
So you know what I'm talking about, right? We got each other. You got a problem.
Okay.
You got a problem. Now, you're certainly entitled to your $200 security deposit back. It's inexcusable for you to keep that. And because the contract says that he has to mitigate his damages, if he re-rents it, he doesn't get to collect twice, which I have the contract right here of March 30, and then 1, 2, 3, and 4, the 5 days that he was able to rent it out. So she's entitled to 5 days, so that's $595 she should be getting back.
Correct.
Plus the $200 of the security deposit that you have no business keeping, so she should see back $795, correct? Based on the contract.
Yes.
Okay, that's what she's going to see, $795, verdict for the plaintiff. Good luck.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome.
Let's first get some comment from the defendant on this verdict. What is it?
I think the judge ruled fairly. I did collect a rent of a couple of days, and Mrs. Augustine was entitled to that.
Are you surprised about the fight that she's put up here?
No, I'm not surprised.
No? Why?
I kind of expected it. It's a year of harassing and menacing emails and phone calls, and I'm glad it's over.
Yeah, she's pretty feisty, isn't she? All right, you are glad it's over. Okay, head right around the corner there. All right, Ms. Augustine, come on in here. You win your case. You don't get everything you sued for. You get a certain amount.
Right, yes. No, I'm kind of surprised, but I canceled a month in advance, but I didn't have the telephone, so.
Yeah, too bad you couldn't prove that.
Verizon said I had to bring them to court to do it. I didn't have time
What's
to do
it like
that,
being
you know.
married for 49 years?
Wonderful. I'll keep him around another 49 years.
Over to Harvey.
Okay.
The judge talked about mitigating damages. It means you can't sit in your hands and watch your damages build. You have to be reasonable.
Every act of change begins with a neighbor, with someone saying,
"We take care of each other here."
In food banks and food pantries, neighbors pack fresh food and dignity into every box, moving food from farms to families through Feeding America's nationwide network. So when that box reaches a home, it carries more than food. It carries a promise that together we can end hunger. Feeding America, led by neighbors. Give now to end hunger at feedingamerica.org.